Okay, so this is Math 2. We're going to do Chapter 5, number 12, number 15, 20, 22, and then 25. And I think, I don't know, I'm going to do 20. I haven't figured that one yet, but I'll figure it out when I get to it. So, on graph paper, for the first one, make a complete graph of the line y equals 3 over 4x plus 6. Then determine the slope angle, which you should already figure it out is 3 over 4. And then the acute angle that of the line that it makes with the x-axis. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So I'm going to draw this really quickly. We don't really need that much of a y-axis. An x-axis should be a little bit more better. And then plus 6, right? Okay, so what are we doing? We're going up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to go up 3 over 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so down 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all right, well, kind of goes off in this direction like that. Okay, the next thing is to figure out the slope angle. So the slope angle is the acute angle of the line that makes with the x-axis. So this was your x-axis down here, right? Well, technically you can kind of think about it as like bringing it up. So I'm going to do it like right here. Okay, this is these two are parallel. Okay, and the angle that it wants is, well, this one right there. And you are to use, okay, so hopefully you realize this right now, that you're going to use your slope. And your slope being change in y over change in x. So this is your slope triangle right here. I'm going to shade it just so you can see it really quickly. Here's your slope triangle. This is 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the question is, what is that angle? Not what's the side, what's the angle? You have a change in y, you have a change in x. So which function, sine, cosine, or tangent, are you going to use? And then you have to do the inverse of that. So let's see, you have change in y over change in x, so that would be your tangent function. So tangent of theta is going to equal change in y over change in x, right? But you need to solve it. Tangent of theta isn't really going to be helpful to you, so we're going to do the inverse. So inverse tangent of 3 over 4 is going to equal to your angle. And then the question is, what is that angle? This needs to be done on the calculator. All right, please get yourself a calculator. You want inverse tangent of 3 over 4. And please make sure that you are in degrees, not radian modes. Okay? All right, that was number 12. Number 13. You have, not 13, 15. You have, use what you know about slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines to write the equation of each line below. Write the equation of the line that goes to the point 2, negative 3, and it's perpendicular to the line negative 2 over 5x plus 6. Okay, well, right away, perpendicular basically tells you that you have to find the opposite and reciprocal slope of the one that's given to you. So a perpendicular slope to negative 2 over 5 would be positive, oopsie, my bad, positive 5 over 2. All right. So that's my perpendicular slope of my new line, and it has to go through these points. So this point's going to be my x, that point's going to be my y. So I'm going to have y equals, let's say mx plus b. My new y is going to be negative 3. My new slope is going to be 5 over 2. My new x is going to be 2. And then I'm still left with a b. Okay, so that's going to give me, those two cancel out, so now we're going to left with 5 plus b, subtract a 5 from both sides, so we get a b value equal to, what is that, negative 8? Okay, so my new line is going to be equal to what? And I'm going to let you finish this out. Okay, it's not this, Please don't put a plus 6 on the end. What is your new line going to be? Okay, in part B, writing equation of the line that is parallel, okay, to the line negative 3x plus 2y equals 10 and goes to the point 4 and 7. So this one is going to be, well, I don't know what the slope is of this yet because it's not in y equals, so I have to turn this around first. So I'm going to add a 3x to both sides. So we have 2y equals 10 plus 3x divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2. I have y equals 5 plus 3 over 2x. Okay, so this slope is 3 over 2. And I want a parallel slope, which means it has to go in the same direction. So it's going to be still 3 over 2 for the new line. And I have the x and the y. So I have y equals mx plus b. Your y is going to be a 7. Your slope is going to be 3 over 2. My x is going to be a 4 plus b. And you're pretty much doing the same thing you did. Find b. And then what is the equation of your new line? Okay, that was 15. Good old 15. Okay, okay, we're going to graph this. So I'm trying to figure out how much knowledge you have by now. We're going to have to make a table. So right now, the only thing that you know is the y-intercept. So, but before we even do that, you're going to have to graph it. So we have an x and a y. You need some numbers. Okay, so pick some values, whatever you want to pick. I don't really care. You can pick 1, 2, 3, 4. You need about 5 of them. 0, let's go negative 1, negative 2, 1, and 2. Okay, so plug in negative 1, negative 2, 0, 1, and 2 into it. Okay, and graph it. You should get, I'm going to do this really fast. Nope. Seven. Nope. And you should get something. I hope you do it correctly. That's all I can say. I'm going to plug the numbers in really quickly. You should get something that kind of goes down like this and then comes back up again at some point. My graph is really funky, but it should hit the y-intercept at 7 because that's the number, that's the c in standard form. This is your y-intercept at 0 and 7. Okay, and then if you plug in a 1, you should get a 0, ideally. And then you can actually double check too if you wanted to put some more numbers in. If you plug a 7 in, you should also get a 0. And it should look something like that, hopefully. Hopefully you figure the rest of the numbers out. Please put it on graph paper. You need to get used to putting it on graph paper. Okay. All right, 22 and 25 are both, actually 22 deals with trade, 25 deals with similarity. So we'll see what's happening here. While shopping in his local home improvement store, Chen notices that the directions for the extension ladder state. This ladder is most stable when used at a 75-degree angle with the ground. He wants to buy a ladder that will reach a height of 26 feet to paint a 2-story house. Yeah, I guess he wants to reach the top of it. How long does this ladder need to be? Draw a diagram and set up an equation. Okay, diagram time. Okay. All right, so here's his house, right? His house. Okay, it's 2 stories tall. Okay. He knows his house is 26 feet. So this is 26 feet. Okay. He's going to take a ladder, right? Here's his ladder. I'm looking at it from the side. And he's going to put something on the ground, hopefully on the ground. And the angle that he can make with the ground is only 75 degrees. The question is, what is the length of his ladder, right? So, technically, this is your hypotenuse. Okay, so I'm going to let you figure that one out. you have, hopefully you realize this by now, you have the hypotenuse, this is your change in x, this is your change in y, and you want to find the hypotenuse. So you have change in y is 26. You don't have how far away from the ground he is, but you could probably figure that out if you really wanted to. And the question is, what's the ladder? All right? So I set up the equation for you. You can do the work from here. It should be pretty easy to set up. All right, the hotel in Las Vegas is famous for its large-scale model of the Eiffel Tower. The model built to scale is 100 Eiffel Tower. I don't even know how to draw the Eiffel Tower. Wow, that's horrible. Okay, let's just pretend this is the Eiffel Tower. There you go. The model built to scale is 128 meters tall, 41 meters wide at the base, 41 at the base, 128 tall. Meters, right? Meters. If the real tower is, there's a real tower, is 324 meters tall, how wide is the base? Okay. That should be pretty easy to do. Okay. All right. That was it. If you have any questions, you can see me during lunch.